All right. So we are going to do part 2 tonight of learning how to manage stress so that we can all start enjoying our life. Hopefully everyone can see my screen okay. Give me a thumbs up or chat me if you're having any difficulty seeing me. I think you guys should be able to see. Okay. All right. So stress, what is it? It's actually an imbalance of tension and relaxation. And this really does do a lot of negative things to our bodies. When we are stressed over time, it causes a lot of effects on the body, our brain, cardiovascular system, the joints, the muscles, the skin, the gut, reproductive system, immune system, and then you can see here on your left, asthma, sleep disorders, depression, high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, all these things that we all struggle with, including myself. So I'm in the same boat. Stress has been a definite negative in my life and on my body. It's taken a toll. All right. So I talked about the story of the frog, and for those of you who weren't with us last week, excuse my dog is coughing in the background. If you throw a frog into a pot of boiling water, he'll jump out, right? That's how he reacts to stress. But if you place a frog into a pot of cold water and then you turn the heat on low, the frog will just float there. And that's kind of what we do in life. We just sort of take stress, and then gradually as that water heats up, that frog boils to death, which is kind of what stress does to us over time. So it's a simple management of our thoughts, and it's not knowing how to manage our thoughts, which is creating excess tension. So even when we want to turn off the mind, we can't. This is insomnia. Insomnia is literally just the inability to escape our own thoughts. And the thoughts themselves are not the problem. It's our relationship with the thoughts that are the problem. So we're dragged around all day with our thoughts like an alpha dog dragging from place to place. We don't have our minds have us. And then disidentification through meditation and imagery is the answer. So mindset, what's going on in our inner voice? Our voice is running our lives. This itself isn't the problem. It's what you're telling yourself. You know, what would you tell your roommate or your best friend? Look inside, notice how you're speaking to yourself and ask yourself, would you speak to someone you love this way? Your body actually hears everything you say and turns into everything you feel. When you have repeatedly stressful thoughts, your whole body, even your cells, respond negatively. So studies are showing that positive emotions strengthen the immune system while negative emotions weaken it. So if what we think affects our health, we can use this to our advantage as well. So energy flows where intention goes. And last week, I taught you about intention and how intention will help our subconscious bring forth an optimal future. So work beyond your conscious mind to affect the mind and the body positively to promote great health. So how do we set an intention? We meditate, pray, be still, quiet. It plants a seed at our deepest level of relaxation. Here, there are no conflicting voices. We can repeat happy, affirming thoughts. We can use scripture. All these things will strengthen our body's immune systems and get a lot of better general sense of well-being. So here's an example of an intention that I guided you guys through last week. If there's a particular issue that you're feeling stressed about, you can also create your own intention, okay? By filling in the following statement: I release my judgmental perception about blank. I rest in calm awareness. Okay, so think of something now that you need to release your judgment about, your perception about, and that can be an intention. We'll talk more about that. So this week I want to talk about breath, right? So de-stress with your breath. So breath, it's the first thing we do when we enter the world, and it's the last thing we do when we leave the world. Now imagine all the breaths in between those two breaths. We take advantage of them, right? There's so much power in those breaths that happen in this whole life. They operate this whole physical body, and there is a specific breathing pattern for every physical, mental, emotional, and contemplative state. So your breath is your mind made visible, right? So if you want to change your mental, emotional state, you have to change your breathing pattern. So I want to show you this video, and before I play it, I just want you to really focus and watch how each person's breath is in each little part of this video. It's a very funny video, make you laugh. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but it starts out with a baby with a really interesting look on its face. So notice their breath in each one. So let me get this played here. Bring it up, hang tight.
The color stick is absolutely fabulous.
I shouldn't pick favorites, but I think my absolute favorite is the color stick.
Okay, I'm gonna sorry about that. I have to share my screen again with you guys. Zoom. Share screen, here we go, sorry. And let's see, it would be this one. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that. Notice the face, the breath.
I'll show you a couple of exercises you can do. Start with the shoulders. All you need to do is stand on your resistance band. Oh my God.
The breath. Whoops. All right. Pretty funny. They're definitely having different breathing patterns during each event, right? I thought that was a good one to kind of show how our breath is what's going on in our mind. Our breath changes when things in our mind change or our situation changes. So let me get back to the slideshow. All right, so breath is the power behind all things. This is a great quote here from Theo Lynch. I breathe in and know that good things will happen, right? No matter what, we have the power to change our situation with our breath. So breath is also our primary source for healing. We can live 6 months without food, a week without water, I see a typo, sorry, but only 4 to 6 minutes without air. Most people compress their diaphragm only a half an inch, taking in only 2 cups of air when they inhale. But when we take a full breath, we inhale 4 quarts of air. So with full inhalations and exhalations, we release toxins, we release blockages, and we actually can decrease pain. So when we deepen our breath, held tensions, emotions, and stress can be released. So stress can also cause habits. So most habits begin when we are under stress. We tend to use the habit to medicate our excess tension. So habits can be anything from watching too much television, reading too much, book, being on the computer, social media, cigarettes, alcohol, food, sex, anything that you're using to medicate that excess tension can be viewed as a habit. So when a habit isn't available, then the stress actually exacerbates because we've only covered up the stress and we haven't actually dealt with it. So stress then runs the body down, creating more mental and emotional stress on top of what we are already experiencing. So what I want you to do right now, and feel free to share it with me if you want, I want you to think of one thing that isn't serving you in your life right now. It's causing you stress or it's a negative habit. Write it down. Or just bring it into your awareness right now and think about it. And now I want us to make that into an intention, okay? So we talked about intention, and we'll go on to the next slide, but what feeling do you want to experience around this habit, okay? A positive. If we reduce the amount of stress that we experience, then we actually reduce the cravings for that habit that's medicating it, right? All right, so intention is direction, not perfection, all right? Intention is a solution. It directs and channels our actions into the way we want to go rather than where our habit automatically takes us, right? So when we set a goal, we often feel defeated when we don't reach that goal, right? Intention has no specific end, where a goal has an end. So I really like intention. So if we're going north, and we're always going north, right? If we start to go south, we can turn around and go north, right? So just that mindset there. So you can have a primary intention. This would be your fullest expression of your life. There's a secondary intention. This tends to be more often something that you would set daily. I like to start here because until you fully practice this, and this does take practice, that's why we call it practice, set an intention. Maybe you even have to set one hourly, right? Like maybe you have meetings all day and you're so over the Zoom thing like we all are, but you're responsible for the energy that you bring into that room and so into that space, right? Zoom is a space, so maybe you set an intention that I'm gonna bring joy into all my meetings today. Joy is your intention for that day, right? And sometimes you might have to redirect because you might have something in a meeting that upsets you. You might have an emotional state that's sort of overwhelming. That's when we come back to the breath and intention, all right? So intention qualities, it has to be something that resonates, it's positive, concise, and about you, okay? There's many areas, health, stress, worry, tension. What do you want to set your intention around, right? Pick one. What do you want to feel for yourself, whether your situation changes or not? Think about that. How would you like to be or feel in this situation? How would it make you feel if you had what you wanted? And then notice where you get a charge, right? So craft your answers into intention. It's that simple, all right? So we're gonna end with a couple of breathing exercises. But all this training I learned in my Amrit method of Yoga Nidra, but it's basically intention, breath, mindfulness, meditation, and imagery, all these different techniques that I practice and I teach. I have an app that's free. It's called Nama Sleep. I designed this around helping people sleep because I'm a sleep expert and clinical sleep educator, and I come across a lot of people who really struggle with insomnia, and I know that we're all really under a lot of stress right now. And, you know, we're in a pandemic. The situation is what it is, but how do we make the best of it, right? So it's what I did is my intention was to educate. I wanted to do community health talks every night, most nights that I could at 5:30 to help the world deal with health. And there's a lot of different subjects that are around health. And tomorrow night, we're giving away a free Ebb device, which is a new technology for insomnia. So I really encourage you guys to sign up for that. It's a $350 value. So one attendee will get that. You can sign up at valleysleepcenter.com/events. And then if you just really, really enjoy some of my meditation practices, some of this breath work, you can get more at Nama Sleep. It's on the Apple Store app or Google Play. If you have trouble getting it, let me know. I also have some recordings on Valley Sleep Center's YouTube, which is Valley Sleep Center, all lowercase. All right. So thank you so much for joining. I'll end with a couple of breath work techniques that you guys can practice on your own. I'm going to make them real simple. So you won't go into like a deep meditation, but you'll probably get pretty relaxed. And then I'll open it up for questions. Okay. So to start out, if everyone could just close their eyes. You can do this sitting up, it's fine. Close your eyes and quiet your mind. Be still. And allow your attention to move inward. Maybe you can bring your intention into your awareness now. Think about that one word or how you would like your situation to be different. Relax, trust, and let go. Breathe in fully and then exhale with a great big sigh. Letting go even more. Feel a deep sense of peace and contentment in your heart. So we're going to start by becoming aware of your inhalations and your exhalations. Just notice, remember I talked about how we only use about a 1/2 inch of our diaphragm. See if you can allow your inhalations to be a little bit more full and your exhalations a little more complete. Allowing attention to rest on the experience of steady, unbroken breath. Now draw the breath into your lower belly and fill the lungs from the bottom to the top as if you're filling a glass of water. As you breathe out, empty your lungs from the top to the bottom. Draw the breath into your lower belly, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, as if you're filling a glass of water. And as you breathe out, empty your lungs from top to bottom. Inhaling, bottom to top. Exhaling, top to bottom. Stay present to the wave-like motion of your abdomen and your chest as you breathe in and as you breathe out. You should be able to see your chest and belly rising and falling as you breathe. Inhale, bottom to top. Exhale, top to bottom. Now allow a sense of peace and well-being to wash over you. Think of your intention or your word. Inhaling with each progressive inhalation and exhalation, and let this feeling expand to include every part of your body. Inhale as if your whole body is inhaling. Exhale as if your whole body is exhaling. Inhaling new healing energy. Exhaling, letting go of all tension, worries, and anxieties. Let go. Release any struggle to make anything happen. And now breathe naturally and normally and be still. Let the breath breathe itself. The mind completely suspended in the dimension of silence. And now again, bring the awareness to the rising and falling of your breath. Watch your breath moving in its own time. Every time you inhale, notice that your abdomen moves up a little, and every time you exhale, it moves down. Now this time, inhale through your nose and allow the lungs to fill naturally. And then exhale through pursed lips, allowing the breath to gently flow through a steady stream, as if you were exhaling through a straw or blowing out a dandelion. As you breathe in, feel the coolness and calmness spreading through the body. As you breathe out, empty your mind of thoughts that the body's holding, glowing like a dandelion, allowing all the thoughts to blow through the air like the dandelion flowing out away. Be calm and steady. Prolong the outgoing breath until the lungs are completely empty. Stay attentive to the flow. Avoid any effort or struggle. Release the breath now. Allow it to return to normal. Let it move as it wishes. All past, all future, all sense of self dissolving into nothingness. Just as the dandelion disappears into the air, our thoughts can disappear into nothingness. And then one last technique, becoming aware again of your inhalations and your exhalations. Slowly now begin to deepen your breath without struggle or strain. Just allow the inhalations to come a little bit more full, the exhalations a little more complete. And then on your next breath out, say that one word silently to yourself. Breathing in the one word, joy. Breathing out, joy. Continue this for the next several breaths. Give yourself about 7 breaths and quietly to yourself, say your intention, your mantra, inhaling one word, exhaling the one word. 7 breaths on your own. Breathe easily and naturally as you repeat. Deeply engaged. Totally absorbed. Now breathe normally and be still. Merge completely into oneness. Notice how relaxed your body is, how calm the mind is. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. All right, so that was 3 breath techniques. I have lots of different ones, but I wanted to teach you that deep yogic breath, the inhalations, that's the first one. The rising and falling of your abdomen, getting it as big as you can. The second one, we call that the Shitali breath, and that was where we blew out with like the dandelion, exhaling through with pursed lips. And then the last one was the mantra breath, which you can just notice your breath, create your intention, stop and do it 5 minutes in the day, wherever you want. It'll really calm your mind and your body and help de-stress. So I'd like to open it up for questions. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or the Q&A. And yes, my first question is, can this help with stress at bedtime? Absolutely it can. So my app goes through a few longer things if you need something longer or if you just need something shorter. So even if you wear CPAP, okay, focusing on your breath can really, really relax you. Some people only need the 5 minutes. If you find that you need something longer, then go ahead and download my app and listen to that as you fall asleep. But basically, insomnia, again, the inability to escape our thoughts. So if we can focus on our breath, it will actually put your thoughts to your breath and you won't be thinking about all these other things that are keeping you awake. So breath work can really relax you. So can muscle tension. Some of my apps have that. That's like tensing up every single muscle in your body and then just relaxing, doing that like 3 to 5 times. And again, just focusing on your breath. Maybe use some imagery. Sync your breath to ocean waves. You know, I think last time we might have imagined ourselves in a safe place or in a beautiful place. This is a really great thing to do. I always tell the men, if you're a golfer, imagine yourself playing golf on the most beautiful golf course in eternity. You probably won't make it to the second hole. Things like that. Just find yourself in a situation that's not thinking about your day or tomorrow, right? If you really are thinking about your day, I like rewind, and that is a technique where you can actually go back through your day and start at the beginning, but put it up on a movie screen. Go through your day as watching your day unfold on the movie screen. Okay, so that you're sitting as an uninterested observer watching what's happening. That also can help you relax. So great question. Thank you for that. Any more questions? Let's see, here's another one. This works great with kids. I also love the temper tantrum. That's a breath technique that's really powerful. So if you have small children or you just want to do it yourself, if you're really stressed out, I did this with cancer survivors. We all got in a circle and laid down on yoga mats on our backs, and we bent our knees with our feet flat on the floor, and I set a timer for a minute, and we just kicked and screamed like a kid, a 2-year-old tantrum for a minute, and then I had everyone just relax and just feel the energy in their body and focus on their breath, and then I kind of guided them through a full nidra. But it was really, really beautiful because we got to let a lot of stuff out. And so we need to do this. We need to let a lot of stuff out. Can this be used when I wake up and can't fall back asleep? Absolutely. It's perfect for that. If you wake up and you need to go back to sleep right away, the best thing you can do is go right to your breath, focusing on your breath. Don't start thinking about what you have to do tomorrow or why you woke up. Go straight to the breath and relax. Great technique. Aren't there issues such as high blood pressure, pain, that would need extra intervention? Yes, yes. Okay. So obviously there are some people that can't hold their breath. So that muscle tension, relaxation, you would only be able to do that if you don't have any limitations for building pressure in your head. All of these techniques will actually decrease your blood pressure. If you have pain, I know from firsthand, I've struggled with chronic pain for years. I have rheumatoid arthritis and degenerative disc disease. I've actually had 2 disc replacements and 2 different spinal fusions in my back. So imagining your breath breaking through that dense area is another technique. So you can actually, this will work for all of these things. It's not a contraindication. If anything, it's a fix. And if you practice it daily, it really will help you with anything. I don't know a doctor on the planet that would tell you not to meditate or to focus on your breath. I do offer live relaxation sessions. So I don't have one on the schedule for September, but I will be teaching live yoga nidra in October. I don't have a date yet, so pay attention and watch for that. If you want a private one, feel free to reach out. If you want to do one for a group of people, I'd be happy to do that for you guys at a discount. I love doing this. It helps me when I teach it, so I'd love to do it for you guys anytime. And I also have, again, the videos that you can watch on my app or on YouTube. Great questions. Anybody else before I let you get on with your day, or evening, I should say? All right. I hope this was useful for all of you guys during this crazy time. Feel free to reach out to me. You guys all have my email. I'm happy to answer any more questions if I didn't get to it here. I hope to see you guys on the EB tomorrow night, EB giveaway. That's going to be presented by the doctor who actually invented the therapy. So EB is a new thing that I don't even know a lot about it, but it's an actual device that's cooling therapy. It's really helpful for insomnia, hot flashes, menopause. Someone said, thank you, I'm already feeling so much more relaxed. Who knew that we have this powerful tool, our breath, I think being a respiratory therapist, I watched my niece be born, my own children take their first breath. When you when you watch someone take their first breath and you watch people take their last breath, which I've done a lot being a respiratory therapist, and then you think about all those involuntary breaths that we don't even like try or work at. And if you have any medical problems where your breath is affected, you understand what I'm talking about. Like whenever our heart rate goes up, our respirations go up. When we're in fear, our respirations go up. So there's reasons why our body has that response, but what we want to try to do is decrease that response. So use your breath for the power that it has. There's a lot of healing power, I promise you. All right, thank you everyone. Have a beautiful evening.